Good morning, Only Sams. I'm your host, Sam Lombardo. This is a weekend wrap, so let's talk about those matches. To start it off, we have the best rivalry in the NBA. The Boston Celtics, well, they took on the LA Lakers. We've had some incredible matchups over the years between these two. The likes of Bill Russell versus Sherry West, Bird versus Magic, Paul Pierce versus Kobe, and now in 2025, we've got Jordan Walsh versus Austin Reeves. Two guys, well, they were undrafted. Anyway, a little bit unfair on Austin. The guy's averaging 29 points this season and he's going to be an all-star. For Jordan Walsh, this form is shocking from him. Let's be honest, he's the only guy in Boston who hopes Jason Tatum doesn't come back early from injury, because if JT comes back, Jordan Walsh's Knights of 17 points and starting, well, they're as finished as Jaylen Brown's hairline. The Golden State Warriors, well, they picked up an important win against the Cleveland Cavaliers without Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond. And the Cavs, well, they had Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. How is that even possible? Well, it's because Pat Spencer, he's that motherfucker. Yep, that's right. He got the start tonight at point guard and scored 19 points, waving off the Cavs in the process. Steve Kerr, well, he was really impressed.
Is that his coach realized that Pat is that motherfucker, I think.
Well done, Pat. I'm sure your brother Cam's really jealous. You're the starting point guard in Golden State, and meanwhile, he's coming off the bench in Memphis. The Orlando Magic, well, they get their full squad back as superstar Paolo Banchero makes his return from injury. With Franz Wagner in career best form, this looks like a formidable duo who's ready to be contenders in the East. That was until Franz Wagner got injured after 7 minutes. Poor old Magic. Anyway, Desmond Bain, he didn't take the news very well, throwing the ball at OG Anunoby. Desmond, I think you've got the wrong target there, buddy. If you should be mad at anyone, it should be the Magic medical team or Franz's knees. Anyway, the Knicks beat Orlando 106-100. What a Knicks. The Denver Nuggets, well, they beat the Atlanta Hawks in a close matchup, defeating them by 1 point, as Nikola Jokic, well, he scores 40 points. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, well, he went from hero to zero, scoring 30 points, but also making a layup in the final stages, and the Hawks were down by 3 points. I don't know what you learned at Virginia Tech there, Nickeil, but I can tell you what, 2 doesn't equal 3. Perhaps we'll keep this low light quiet at the next family barbecue, eh? The Houston Rockets, well, they defeat the Phoenix Suns in the Dylan Brooks revenge game. Still tried his best though, scoring 23 points, but it was no match for KD's 28 and Amen Thompson's 31. The Rockets, well, they tried to throw Dylan off his game, playing a tribute video to get him emotional before it started. I didn't know that we were handing out tribute videos for 2 seasons and 1 first-round playoff exit. Nice one, Houston. The Sacramento Kings, well, they get a much-needed win tonight against the Miami Heat as Zach LaVine scores 42 points. And it was even an educational night there in Miami, as Russ, the Brody, well, he was giving out tutorials of how to spell his last name and how to get buckets. Good on you, Brody. The Detroit Pistons, well, they get an important win against the Milwaukee Bucks, led by Cade's 23 points and Jalen Duren's double-double. Jalen even had words with Thanasis Antetokounmpo after the game about a hard foul he didn't agree with. Be careful there, Jalen. With Giannis exploring trade options, Thanasis might be one of the most powerful people in the NBA right now. If you want Giannis on your team, you better keep Thanasis on your good side. The Memphis Grizzlies, well, they defeat the Trailblazers, and Portland's Denny Avdia, well, he's having a career year and looks like an all-star. But not everybody's been impressed with the Israeli. Ja Morant, despite being in street clothes, well, he gets into it with Denny at the half-court line about tripping over Cedric Coward. Maybe Ja Morant's realised he doesn't have any trade value there and he's trying to win back the Grizzlies fan base. Crazy to think at one point this guy was more loved in the city of Memphis than Elvis Presley himself. And to wrap up the weekend, the LA Lakers, well, they defeat the Philadelphia 76ers in a close tussle as Luka Doncic, well, he leads the way with 29 points. But it was LeBron James who stepped up when it mattered most, scoring 29 points himself, as well as 5 buckets in the last 3 minutes and a game-winning steal. LeBron, well, he's 40 years old, but he's making guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George look 50. What's happened to these two guys? The Clippers, they are so bad right now, but could you imagine how much worse they'd be if they agreed to pay Paul George's supermax for the next 3 years? They'd have to shut down. Thank you for joining us. This is Good Morning Only Sams, and I'll see you for the weekly wrap in a few days.